Dear readers, and welcome back to my channel. Today it is a little rainy day, which gives me very much comfy vibes and makes me very happy to talk about books, but at the same time the lighting is not the best, so I'm kind of sorry about that. So today we are going to be talking about my Kindle, because my Kindle unboxing was one of my first videos on this channel and I've had it for about 3 months, so I feel like it is the right time to tell you my thoughts on the Kindle and give you my pros and cons and the reasons why I bought the Kindle and why you should buy it if it is something that you are wanting to buy. But I just want to start off by saying that I literally declared that I was going to be a physical reader through and through, and I never liked the idea of reading ebooks or audiobooks, and then now all of a sudden I read exclusively on ebooks. So if that doesn't show you how much I love my Kindle and how much I think it's worth it as an avid reader, then I don't know what will. Starting off with introducing you guys to my Kindle. This is my Kindle. I named her Bessie. It is a Kindle Paperwhite Generation 11 and I paid 189 AUD for it. But these are kind of my reasons of why I decided to buy a Kindle and why you might want to as well. Starting off with the first point, we have storage and money. I know that we all want a big and lavish library, but books are very expensive, especially in Australia, and if you are the type of person who moves around a lot, lugging books around with you is not fun. I would have never admitted this when I was younger because I love all my physical books, but having all the books that I ever wanted to read on this small little device is great. Obviously, the Kindle stores all the books that you could ever want to read, and they have it for a cheaper price as well. And you have options such as Kindle Unlimited or borrowing books from your library. And if you like a book that much, you can obviously just order the physical copy. I feel like this saves a lot of money just in general, because I would buy physical books of books that I thought that I would like or that were really popular, and then I would read it, and then it turns out I don't actually like it that much and I kind of regret buying some of them. Reading ebooks is great because you get to read the story, see if you like it or not, and if you like it that much you can always just buy the physical copy after. Kind of leading to our next point, because the Kindle just stores all the books that you want to read, it is very easy to carry and easy to travel with. I literally carry my Kindle with me every single time. I used to be the type of person who bought my physical books with me all the time, and sometimes I would even carry 2 books because I was worried that the other book was going to finish, even though half the time I never finished the book, and I would just be carrying around 2 books that are very thick and very heavy and not worth the back pain or the thickness of my bag. So having a Kindle is nice because this is a very small, very thin device to carry, and you can just easily fit it in so many different bags. It's even smaller than an iPad, which is great, and it is very easy to read from as well, especially when you read out in the public. I personally read a lot on the trains when I'm going to school, and it's very easy to just hold the Kindle out like this, read it out like this, and just be like, ooh, yay, compared to holding a very thick and heavy book, which can sometimes be difficult to read. And this kind of just leads me onto my next point, which is reading on the Kindle is a lot faster. If reading faster is a goal that you guys want to achieve, if it's something that you personally like doing, definitely would recommend getting a Kindle, because personally for me, I feel like whenever I read physical books, I love it, but seeing the amount left I have to read is very daunting, especially if that book is very thick. And the Kindle is great because obviously you don't know how much you have left to read, but it also feels like you're reading a lot faster, and it's great when they tell you the amount left you have to read. For example, I would think reading a physical book that it would take me a week or longer to read, whereas when I read a Kindle, it tells me that it only will take me 4 hours to read, which is great for me. I feel like I can read it so much faster, even though it would probably take me like quite a little longer to read. But I also think that having the time left you have to read is a big motivator, especially when the time isn't super long and you feel like you can just read it quickly in that minute. But I have found that a lot of the times reading on the Kindle, I read books so much faster. I can read them in like 2 days, where normally it would take me maybe a week or longer to read. And sometimes it's just the effort of picking up a book and opening it. And a Kindle is nice because it kind of replaces your screen device, and it kind of feels like an iPad. So it feels like I'm going online even though I'm really not. I'm not saying that you need to read a lot, but it's just something that I find a lot of people want to achieve. They want to meet their reading goals, and I personally like reading fast because I'm used to reading fast, and I just have a hunger for books, which is never sated, and I always try and find new books to read, and because of that I like reading a bunch of books. Talking about the pros of the Kindle, battery life. Battery life is so important. The Kindle, I can not charge it for 2 weeks, maybe even longer. I haven't exactly timed it, and it will still last and it will be great. You may think that 2 weeks is not a long time, but if you think about the fact that you have to charge your phone or your iPad like every single day, the Kindle is great because the battery life is so long. And yes, I read every single day, and I read more than an hour compared to my phone, which is probably something that I'm on the whole entire day. But still, the battery lasts a really long time, and it's great because I probably don't even need to charge it half the time, but sometimes I just get scared because of my own mentality. So the camera ran out of battery, which is why the framing might have changed. But to continue on, another pro is that you can obviously pick the font that you want and the size of the font. Usually with books, normally the fonts are quite big, but sometimes it's just nice to have a little change of spacing or font sizes, and being able to choose is obviously just really good. The light on the Kindle also doesn't strain your eyes, which makes it very easy to read in the sun, which is great if you're reading in the car or while you're traveling, while you're on the train. This is something that I had issues with while I was reading just my physical copies. When I was in the car, sometimes it would be very hard to read. Obviously on the phone, the lighting is just very different and it tends to hurt your eyes because of the blue light. In terms of cons, I don't have any because I feel like the Kindle does exactly what I want it to do. I use it to read, and it's a great reading tool, and I love the experience that I get when reading on it. If you want more technical videos of how to use a Kindle, comparison of the Kindle to other ebooks, I would recommend watching other videos for that. I personally used to read books from the library, so reading from the Kindle was great because I can read all the books that I could ever want, and I can read them at the pace where I want to. I love the library. It's a good source for free books, but the issue with the library is that you can only borrow books for about 3 weeks, and oftentimes I tend to borrow more than I can actually handle, which leaves me feeling pressured and feeling like I need to read as much as I can. While reading on the Kindle, I can read as slow as I want and I can pace myself, and I feel like that just helps me enjoy reading so much more. Obviously, in the end, I do love physical books the most. The ability to run your hands down the spine, smell the books, to feel the pages, but the most important thing to me is having the ability to read and being able to pick the books that I want to read, and reading, of course, in general is just like the most important thing to me. So basically, just to summarize, if you are thinking of getting a Kindle and if you are an avid reader, I definitely recommend getting a Kindle. I think it's worth the money and it's so good. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope it has given you guys some reasons, some recommendations, some incentive of why you may want to get a Kindle. Obviously, and then it's all up to your decision, and I would say do your research of the type of Kindle that matches your reading style and what is useful to you. But if you're thinking of switching from physical books to ebooks, I would definitely recommend because it is so good. And I love my Kindle so much. Literally my emotional support creature. Take it with me everywhere. I read ebooks everywhere now, and I definitely don't regret switching.